Alrighty, so I wanted to come on here and talk about a report that came out from Mike Garafolo just a few days ago that suggested that Brock Purdy's contract could come close to Dak Prescott's at $60 million per year. So this is interesting because obviously there was an initial report about a month ago that suggested the 49ers starting offer for Brock Purdy was $45 million per year. Now, there definitely was some mixed opinions on that. Some people came out and said that that was false. I made a video about it, actually. And I definitely thought the 49ers starting Brock Purdy at $45 million per year was a little low in terms of the success that he's had. And yeah, I get it. He had a down year last year, but the fact of the matter is that there are guys making $50+ million per year that Brock Purdy is better than. But either way, Brock Purdy, and I've said this for the last 2-3 months. Brock Purdy, I think, when it's all said and done, will be making $53 to $55 million per year. Now, what the guaranteed money will be, I have no idea. I do think the guaranteed money is going to be the biggest thing in this contract negotiation. However, obviously the 49ers want to pay Brock Purdy. He is their guy. They've said that many times. Jed York has said it. John Lynch has said it. Kyle Shanahan has said it. Purdy's backed by this entire Niner football team. He is their quarterback and will be their quarterback, and he will get paid. The biggest question is going to be when, right? Like, nobody really knows when this thing is going to take place. I would have liked Purdy to have already been paid, to be completely honest. I really want him to be paid by the start of the draft. I don't know if that's going to be able to get done, though. And obviously Purdy, during the end of season interviews when they were cleaning out their lockers, mentioned that he didn't want this thing to be an ongoing negotiation. He wanted it to be quick and done. And I'm sure the 49ers want that too, but they have a track record of always, making these contract negotiations take up an entire offseason. They did it with Trent Williams last year. They did it with Brandon Ayuk. They did it with Deebo Samuel, Nick Bosa. So they have a track record of letting these contract negotiations kind of linger throughout the entirety of off seasons. But either way, Mike Garafolo said just a few days ago, I don't see this getting done until Brock Purdy and the 49ers agree on a number that's close to Dak Prescott. He said not all the way there, but close to Dak Prescott. Purdy saying that's fair and also gives the team and John Lynch the opportunity to do things elsewhere on the roster. I don't know if $60 million per year or close to it. And what I mean by close to it is like $57 to $60 million per year. I don't think that is really going to give the team the opportunity to do things elsewhere on the roster. I think if Purdy really wants that, which I do think he does, I don't think he's going to completely make the 49ers go broke just on his contract situation alone. But the 49ers want to get younger. I mean, there's been a massive overhaul with this 49ers roster. I mean, in my opinion, I think the only big-time player that they lost that's really going to affect them next season is going to be Dre Greenlaw. But they didn't have him last year. And I think, obviously, they're gonna hit the draft to see how they can replace Greenlaw. They have D. Winters, Tatum Bethune. They got some young guys that have potential. So I'm not too worried about, like, obviously the Greenlaw move with him going to Denver hurt me more than anything. And I really wanted him to stay put in San Francisco next to Fred Warner. But the fact of the matter is the 49ers have had the opportunity to do things elsewhere on the roster, and they're not doing that. They're getting younger. They want to really execute this draft and take a page out of the Rams and the Bills and the Eagles book in terms of, drafting well and, having a bunch of good big time players that are going to be on rookie deals for the next 3 to 4 years. So, again, then Mike Garafolo goes on to say John Lynch knows what's coming, and it's that Brock Purdy deal that at some point is going to happen his offseason or this offseason. I know he was the last pick in the draft. You may have heard about it. I know it's a system that people think, oh, you just plug in a quarterback. He says, oh, really? They tried to do that with a couple of guys, and it didn't work out as well as it has with Brock Purdy. So Purdy's going to look at this thing and say, I need to be paid like one of the top quarterbacks in the league. And that very well could be what happens. However, I do think Brock Purdy, in the end, will get over $50 million per year, as he should, in my opinion. I mean, the market's the market, and he's better than Trevor Lawrence. He's better than Tua Tagovailoa. He's better than Jared Goff. He's better than Dak Prescott. I mean, Dak Prescott. But here's the thing. Josh Allen is clearly better than Dak Prescott, too. I don't think, like, the Cowboys are the Cowboys, and they really broke the quarterback market with paying a average at best quarterback in Dak Prescott $60 million per year. But again, that hurts leverage on the 49ers part, because if Purdy really wanted to, he could say and demand, hey, I'm better than Dak. I've done more than Dak in much less time. I want exactly what he's getting, or maybe even more than what he's getting. So again, to me, Purdy I think this thing finishes and gets done at $53 to $55 million per year. But I think, again, the biggest kicker in all of this is going to be the guaranteed money that's going to come along with it. So what that number will be, I don't know. I do think I do think the 49ers could come to an agreement with Purdy that they might give him more guaranteed money, but he might take a little more less annually. I'm not sure. But either way, it's interesting to note that Mike Garafolo believes that, this thing's going to be closer to Dak Prescott's $60 million per year. I know David Lombardi's also hinted at this as well. So we'll see what happens. I still think it's going to be $53 to $55 million per year. It would be awesome if they could get him, at a lesser annual salary, but I don't know, man. It's not looking like that might be the case, but we'll see what happens. Obviously, this is going to be a situation to monitor. This is the biggest situation to monitor for the 49ers this offseason. We'll see what happens. Let me know what you guys think of this report in the comments down below. As always, go Niners. I'll see you guys in the next one.